Good morning, everyone. I was trying to think of a way that I could still be with you while we're in the time of quarantine. So I have a piece to share with you. How to Be Unhappy by Emmett Fox. And yes, you heard me correctly, How to Be Unhappy by Emmett Fox. Sit down quietly where you are not likely to be disturbed. Relax the body and begin to think about yourself. Every time your thoughts wander to something higher, bring it back gently but relentlessly. Think about the past. Think over all the mistakes you have made going right back to childhood. Think over all the opportunities you have missed and the time you have wasted. Especially think of all the occasions upon which you have been badly treated. Think about your body and wonder if your age or your job or the climate isn't beginning to tell. See if you cannot discover a pain or an ache somewhere. Think about finances, and if they are going well now, insist that this is probably too good to last. In any case, think about yourself. That's the main point. And if you will keep this up faithfully for 15 or 20 minutes, there can be no doubt about the result. Proverbs 26:12. Seest thou a man wise in his own conceit? There is more hope of a fool than of him. And this is from Emmett Fox, Around the Year with Emmett Fox. So I was thinking that you might want to try your hand at a how to be kind of piece. Especially for some of you who have grandchildren, you might want to write how to be something that they're aiming for, or how to be something that maybe is a gap in their personality, because we all have those gaps. I mean, I don't like being on camera, but here I am wanting to be on camera for all of you so that we can find a way to still be together. And Leah is also working on a way to have some courses online, so stay posted for that. So Dolores, how to be something for your grandchildren. Remember how you were writing letters to each of them? And this might be another topic that you can do to some of them. How to be happy, how to be productive, how to be creative. And for some of you, you might want to write down how to preserve some of the memories. Like Doreen, wasn't it you that wrote about preserving the Hot Wheels in a canning jar with red dye? And Tony, how to be for your grandchildren, how you've written about their exploits with volleyball and sports, but how to be more giving, how to be more generous, how to be more kind, how to be more creative, how to help around the house more. Then some of you might want to write how to survive the quarantine, how to fall in love during the quarantine. A friend of mine is doing that, and that makes an interesting story. You can imagine it. It doesn't have to be from truth. It can be how to be whatever you imagine for instructions. Like Kay, you could write how to fall in love being a senior, because you have great stories about that. Right? And Dawn, how to be sarcastic in writing, or how to have some of that, bring that history in and with a current tone, or how to write about family in a way that you show the woman's side, like you did with that piece that you wanted to share with Janet. So I'm just thinking of all of you, and Diane, especially when you wrote about your grandchildren, the word that you wanted to give them all, that was different than good, because you were like a good child, you were a good girl. And so, yeah, those different words, they mean a lot to us when we're given feedback. Good is just such a vanilla word, such a plain word. So I challenge all of you to write a how to be kind of piece, and I'm interested to see what you can come up with. So on my final note, I'll tell you that I shared this piece with my son, and he wrote, I'm pretty good at that. I have that down pat. And so you might want to write your own piece of how to be unhappy, even if you aren't. I have to thank my mother for my attitude of being predisposed to cheerfulness, because she sent me to my room. She had never read Out of Green Gables, and I love the term Jonah Day. I was a child that had a propensity towards being negative or worry, and the worst case scenario was going to happen. And I think she trained it out of me by sending me to my room, and don't come out until you have a good attitude, young lady. Because when I explained Jonah Day to her, that Anne of Green Gables used that term when everything was going wrong, and it was like in the belly of the whale for Jonah. Well, that was not allowed in my house. So here I am, predisposed to cheerfulness, a trained optimist, and I thank you, Mom. So while we're all being asked to sit on our couches, and our grandparents and parents were sent to war, the couches are a good place. So off to your keyboards, off to your journals and your pens, and write, because this is a great time for that. Thanks so much. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.